It's a 5.3 LS. They use the original transmission. I believe this is a turbo 400 or probably 400 or 350. They just use an adapter plate that mates both of them together. He had a single turbo on it. You know, at this point we just really cleaned it up, put a little paint on it to have it looking uniform when they go back to the car. You know, now that you have the car looking good, you got the frame looking like, you know, new money. You know, so now with this one, we're just trying to put a little color on it just to make it, you know, kind of blend with the floor of things now. Painted the motor, we put the chassis together. We got 80% of the suspension done. It's gonna be some fine tuning once we get the actual engine back in the car to give us the weight we need to finish up the coil springs. But you know, like I say, every car has a story, so I like to get to know them all. You know, once we got to the point of putting this actual motor back into the vehicle, we decided to paint it just to give it a little light, you know, a little uniformity look based off of what it was, going into such a nice frame. You know, the paint work that was done, we want to kind of get everything all on the same page. But as we went through, you know, some of the bolts wasn't correct in the starter. Mr. Rich found that, seen it quick, identified the problem, got the right bolts. As we went on, we realized that the motor mounts was damaged. He called me at the parts store, God be the glory. Picked up the motor mount. It is an LS swap, single turbo that's going in, but the LS is so popular. A lot of the parts are readily available. We just went to a local parts store, got to pick them up, came back, and now we're just buttoning everything up. They fine-tuned. We got the transmission mount put in. We got the motor mount going on now. So hopefully before the day we can get a look of the chassis with the actual motor back in. The good thing about this one, it already had motor mounts. The position of the motor was already configured before we got to us. So a lot of the cars is a little more geometry involved when you got to pick the angle and, you know, pinion angle height, sit the motor in the correct location, things like that. When you don't have nothing but a dry canvas, that's when it becomes a little more difficult. This one was done, so once we put our little beautifying touch on it, now Mr. Rich is just going to get it pretty much bolted back up. So it's like putting a puzzle together with pieces that we are already familiar with. So it's a little easier, not totally easy, but it's a simple job for us. You know, more of the work was actually like fixing things that we figured out as we went. You know, problem solving. As you can see, Mr. Chris got new hardware going in on the full packs. You know, so just things, a lot of the stuff wasn't just, you know, to our standard, but when it leaves, it will be. So once you guys have seen the original Monte Carlo video when we got it in at the old shop, it had a lot of wicked little routing of the turbo fittings, you know, exhaust routes. You know, it was kind of done, you know, to kind of be budget friendly, you know, kind of, just to say the least. But now we're going in the correct way. As you know, I'm a dealer highly. It's a single turbo. They sell a single turbo kit for this motor. The correct exhaust manifolds, the correct downpipe that connects everything together. So it'll be a real seamless fit and finish once it goes in. It'll look like GM did it. So that's the kind of sleeper look that we kind of trying to achieve. So stay tuned, man. VTSV Auto.